Welcome back, everyone. Going into the second hour here with this week of Swan Song. I think it's week 46 or something like that. I should probably look that
It's
up.
47, I think.
47.
Yeah.
We're coming up on 50. So there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Adam, what's up?
So let's see where Eric takes Alfarius. So you notice this too. Like we get the cutaway from Kiani kind of like leaving when she realizes there's a bunch of cops creating a line there. And then we cut over to y'all, and you're arriving in the because you take like the monorail or whatever, and you get onto the car for the planetary monorail, and you end up 45 minutes later, an hour later, at the station. And there's like a police checkpoint, and the police are like wanting people for weapons and like talking to people. And so the car stops. There's a brief, though it's in 4 or 5 different languages, like announcement. And when it gets to when you speak, it says, "We thank you for your patience. The planet is currently undergoing a police situation. Please be patient." And it just kind of repeats that a couple of times as people are like lining up to go through the scanner.
Did we bring our weapons with us?
I always have my pistol in my chest and a grenade, and I actually took my rifle.
I feel like Eric always brings his weapons with him everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Eric like gets out, hears that, and then
So everybody else in the car is looking at you like, "Oh shit, what's gonna happen?"
Everything's kind of awkward right now. I guess Eric kind of loudly goes, "Ha ha ha! We should put our hunting rifles back at home."
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's about it at this point. Eric just waits for the shuttle to go off in the other direction, sitting in his seat.
Yeah, I don't think that it does. I think it sits there as people unload. Some of the people are waiting to go to the next stop.
Yeah.
And
would we like get off and get onto a metro going the other way or something?
Yeah, you can really get off and try to. Okay, so why don't we get a stealth roll from the two of you to try to like make your way through the crowd without attracting the attention or drawing the attention of the campus security.
Fortunately, stealth does not use charisma.
No, it's a dexterity roll. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Eric, you're fine. Alfarius, can you do the same?
What's the roll?
Stealth.
That's okay. Eric wanted to find the next burn word anyway.
Actually have a 0 in it, so I get a 9.
Yeah, nice work. Okay, all right. So, I think you hear like a loud like ASIN accent. Something happens in the crowd, and somebody's like, "Oh hell no! You let go of my gun right now!" And like a bunch of people like start kind of getting like riled up and like turn to look. And there's this kid. He's like maybe like 19, and he's holding a big ass gun, and he's like yelling at the cops. He's like, "Oh no! I carry this everywhere I go. What are you doing? You can't take my gun away. It's my right." And they're like shouting at he's shouting at the cops, and the cops are like, "Sir, please calm down. We just need to see your permit, sir." And everybody pays attention to them, and you're able to like slip away and get into another car.
Nice. Yeah.
So what do? You head. Where do you go? I guess to get rid of your weapon.
Well, gosh. We're like an hour away.
Yeah. You're not like parked. You could go back to the Swan Song and come back without your guns, but it would take
take 2 hours. I feel like I don't know, Alfarius. I don't want to go all the way back to the Swan Song. Maybe we could maybe there's like a local bar. We could lock our guns in a locker or something. A gym. We could find a gym. Let's find a gym.
Sure, but I will not leave my weapon willy-nilly, of course.
No, it would be locked in a locker in the locker room at the gym. Okay, yeah. So like, is the like student center nearby? Could we go to like the university gym?
Yes. Yeah.
Excellent. Definitely. Yeah, totally. Yeah, we go there.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, that's actually a fairly solid plan.
Okay. Let's see how we fuck it up, Adam.
This is going to be really hard for me to mess up. God.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I think that the campus security is not really paying a lot of attention to this gym in particular. They're mostly monitoring transfer points and stuff. So, yeah. So you just go and like rent a locker and put your guns in them. And,
Yep.
Lock it up.
Totally.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
I'm just following his lead on this, but I am okay with the situation.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So you head back and then you go through the security.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Now that we have
I
no
still have my
visibility.
pistol and grenade in my chest, by the way.
Yeah.
All right.
You know
Okay.
what? Can we fit my shotgun in there with your pistol and grenade?
No.
No.
Oh,
No. Yeah, it's like pistol, single hand.
damn. Hang on. Do I have a pistol? Let me see. No. I have a spike thrower and a combat rifle. Okay. Yeah. So I think maybe like I take some of my grenades and I put like 3 extra grenades in Alfarius, or I give them to him.
I was gonna say, is it weird to get Alfarius having him put things in you?
Here, open up.
I definitely, I take them from him.
Yeah. Thank you.
So 4 grenades and a pistol.
Yep.
Okay, that's a lot of stuff to have in your chest. But yeah, you're like,
just feeling a little full.
yeah, exactly. Feeling a little full. Okay, all right. So you head back, and it takes a while because people getting processed. Mostly they're like, they're scanning for weapons, and when they do have weapons, they're asking for permits because it's not like you can't have a weapon on the planet. It's not like, but it's like now they're being really secure about it. You notice that on all of the TVs, there's like news broadcasts, kind of the same ones we saw earlier, news broadcasts about, an explosion in, visitation block 4 and like all this stuff about what's been going on. And they're interviewing eyewitnesses and that kind of thing.
Eric probably tries to make like awkward, nonchalant conversation about it, like, oh, an explosion in holding block 4, room 327. That sounds terrible.
Terribly peculiar, that one.
Yeah.
Tragic, really, to happen in a college, what kids would do with drugs these days.
Can't believe it. I wish someone would crack down on the drug problem.
They really should step up the campus police. It is my belief that they are subpar and probably ill-equipped to handle such situations.
They are not doing their job. That's for sure.
Not with explosions like that, Eric. Not with explosions like that.
So you hear a voice. It's perfect.
You're saying it's like looking forward.
As you're right about to get into the scanner, like you're about to go to the next one. They're like, it's like a portable anti-grav scanner. It's just like a metal beam that kind of hovers over a flat plate, and people just walk through it. Yeah. And there's the two guards. One of them's talking to people. The other one's operating the scanner. And there's on the TV, you see a very like shaken looking. He's really pale. He's still got like bits of blood in his hair and on his chest. He's holding his helmet. You see a guy, you recognize his voice, and he's like, I don't know. They were some kind of paramilitaries or something. They had guns and cybernetics, and their leader was, God, I hope I never see anybody like that ever again. And so the woman talking to him is like, so, Mr. Jacobs, he's like, Sergeant Jacobs. He's like, I'm sorry, Sergeant, can you tell us any more about them? And he's like, I can't. And you see like a tear like forming in his eyes. He's like, I gotta sit down. And he's like, starts to hyperventilate. And you see the camera shot of him like sitting down, like breathing into a bag.
Yeah.
And then you step up to the scanner. And
how far away is he?
This is a video thing, right?
It's a video. Yeah, it's displaying.
Oh, it's a video. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And as you step up, the campus security, the woman is like, just step through the scanner, please.
Yeah, I step through. Before I do, though, I say, I should warn you, I have had quite a few adjustments to my body. You might even refer to me as a cyborg.
The woman looks you up and down. She's like, that's all right, sir. We're just looking for contraband, unregistered firearms, things like that. I'm sure your implants will be fine.
Fantastic. I literally have none of that.
She nods. She's like, well, good. Then we can get this over with quick. So, Eric, you walk through, and you don't have anything like that on you. So you're fine. You get a little green light, and the guy on the controls just like looks at me, looks at you, and he's like, go ahead. And then Alfarius, you walk through. Can you make a tech save for me?
Oh, snap.
Although while I'm doing that, she look up body or holdout cavity, because I believe the description says it's undetectable except for through surgery.
Hey, yeah, let's take a look.
Nice.
Shielded body cavity. Looks like automatically defeats a security inspection that uses less than TL4 scanners. And even
Are
advanced
you
tech
TL5, friend?
well, it's less than TL4, so this is TL4. But even advanced tech requires careful personal inspection to have a chance of revealing it. It can hold an object up to the size of a pistol, so you have a pistol and no grenades.
Oh,
we're retconning that.
Well, it says right on it up to the size of a pistol, unless you have like 3 of them.
We should also have a grab tank, Adam, but you know.
Nothing in the rules says that you just get a free grab.
Fine.
Except if you buy it. So you have your pistol, so that's fine. But
what's the save? It's tech save, you said?
Even advanced tech requires careful personal inspection. I'm going to give you a +3 on the tech save because this is decent but not great scanning equipment.
Okay.
So just a D20 plus
+3.
+3. Yeah.
I just don't see what I'm trying to beat here, number wise.
Oh, it's based on your character, your level. So you need a 14 or better.
You can do it.
Pass.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. So you walk through, and the machine like makes a beep, and they both kind of look at each other like nervous. And the guy, I guess the barrier goes from being passable to like a hard light barrier, and turns yellow. And the woman puts her hand out to the next person. She's like, "Sorry, sir, just please wait here." And there's like a grumble that like passes through the crowd. And
I kind of like, as that happens, I put my hands up and I'm like, is this where I become discriminated against once more because of my cyborg enhancements, when really I call them enhancements, but it's what was forced upon me after my family was destroyed.
So you're gonna play the cyborg racism?
Yeah, I think I turn around and I say, Alfie,
First.
Are they stopping you again? I can't
Eric.
believe this.
Eric, once more I have been singled out for my differences from the rest of these people.
My partner here has had every paperwork run. He's the perfect citizen.
If I had functioning tear ducts right now, I believe they would be screaming out.
Do you have little holographic tears going down your face?
My face does change to a sad clown face, like the beard.
Nice.
Yeah, sad clown.
Okay, well, why don't you make a persuade roll, and Eric, you can help. Why don't you roll, Eric? If you can get a 7 or better, then Alfarius will get another +1.
Persuade. Oh God, I've got a -2, so
Yeah, all you need is a 7 or better.
The two of us are
all I
fantastic.
need is a 7. Oh yeah.
Oh, see,
Wow,
fine.
holy shit. What?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
I had nothing, and so it was going to be a -1, so now it's just a straight 2d6.
Yeah.
Which
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So here's what happens. I think it's a qualified success. So they're not just going to be like, "Oh God, I'm sorry." They look at each other, and you start to make a scene. And the guy in the front row uses this as an excuse to be kind of a jerk, where he's like, "Yeah, why are you holding that cyborg back? Like everybody's got stuff to do. He's a person too, all right?" And the guy's like, "Look, I'm sure it's a malfunction, sir." And he's addressing sort of both. He's like, "If the two of you could just come over here with me. I'm sure we can get this sorted out. I just need to take you to a private scanning area. This will be over quite quickly. I'm sure that there's no problem." And he kind of like, he's like, come over this way, please. And there's like,
kind of assessing the situation too, and hearing that guy behind me, I go, I again, my hands are still kind of up like this, like just exasperated, like what I would think it would look like, and I'm like, I just kind of like turn to the group, the line behind me, and I'm like, "It should be fine, everyone. It's not like they're going to take me into a back room where I'll never be seen again. Surely, once they disassemble my body, my sacrifice shall be remembered forever through my dear friend Eric here, who has had no surgery on his body and would be allowed to pass if not for his robot friend."
#no disassemble.
Yeah.
No,
Excuse me, sir. Do you have a cyborg attendant who can do the scan for my comrade?
He's kind of a little flushed now. He's like, I don't regulation.
We'll wait for one.
He's like, he nods. He's like, "Yeah, please come. You can wait this way." And he's kind of like trying to like get you away from the crowd because he can see what Alfarius is doing.
Yeah. I sort of like, I pat Alfarius on the shoulder. I say, "It'll be okay, my friend." And then I turn to the crowd. I say, "Ladies and gentlemen, everything is fine. we will be okay, and we will be right out. If you want to see the amazing man made of metal, you should wait down at the end of the pier.
I think as he says that, like I hang my head, and like very softly sad music plays from somewhere on my body, and I just kind of again look at the crowd as the last ditch, and I'm just like, if I should disappear, please just remember the name Johnny Samaritan Lovegood, for I only wanted to travel to the other side where I had heard there was a soup kitchen with enough work for maybe a night's rest. Just remember that name.
Johnny Lovegood.
Samaritan. Johnny Samaritan.
Johnny Samaritan.
Oh, it's hyphenated. Johnny Samaritan.
I turn away saying, maybe someday they'll let cyborgs work like the rest of us.
And I just start walking forward. And
Okay.
I really play up, by the way, like if he can have this kind of control, he plays up the pneumatic sounds from his body.
Right, you see me make robot noises and caveman walk.
Yep.
All right. So the guard takes you over to this office, and it's just like a transit police office. It's like a little waiting room with a vinyl seat, and he opens the door. I guess it opens automatically, and he's like, "Gentlemen, if you could just have a seat. I need to call my manager, and we need to. I'm sorry about the hassle. It's just with what happened." We're on high alert here, and I don't mean to be insensitive. I'll find.
I interrupt him as he's saying, like, I put my hand on his hand, and I say, I understand you're just doing your job, and I respect that about you. You're a good man.
Yeah.
But please, make it fast, for if I do not recharge my battery, my life will be over.
He looks at you like he's not sure if you're. He's like, Jesus. Okay, yeah, okay.
I put my hand on his shoulder and I say, if you want me to put in a good word for your manager, I will. You're doing a very good job with all of it.
Such a good man, this one. He's not like the men who tore my body apart and reassembled me in a crude fashion in a back shop.
Not one bit like them.
Able to be eked out as a machine walking from one battery source to the next, just hoping to serve kitchen for other people. I mean soup. At a kitchen.
So his mechanical brain gets words mixed up sometimes.
So he like slowly kind of like makes. He's like, I just he's totally out of his element, and he leaves. He goes off to find somebody who will handle this. And the two of you are like alone in this little waiting room.
Yeah, there's like no other exits from this other than the door we came in.
There's a door you came in, and then there's like another door that leads into the like office and the rest of the little like transit building.
As they're gone, then I kind of look at Eric and say, Eric, if they do find the item, I believe we'll have to go out of this much the same way that we procured the worm man, whatever that was, the caterpillar man.
Flynn!
Yes, Flynn.
Yeah. There's no windows out of here, right? Like I can't see outside of the room.
Yeah. No, there's a window. It's got like blinds closed on it.
Okay, but I can't see through it.
You could open the blinds.
Oh yeah, totally. I go over and open the blinds, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's still the crowd. They've started processing people again. And you just see the guy like walk away. He disappears.
Yeah, totally. Huh. Interesting. I wish I could teleport you with me. If I needed to, I could just get out of here. But
I mean, they didn't lock.
Let's hope it will come to that.
He didn't lock the door.
Yes.
He just left. He was like,
he was gonna come back though. I don't know. I mean,
we're just planning for the potential.
The worst case scenarios. I feel like since it is gonna take like meticulous inspection. I mean, like I don't know. I guess like Eric would kind of ask Alfarius like, how worried are you about the chest thing? Alfarius would be like, well, it would take pretty close inspection to find.
Eric, I just want you to know it. I just want you to be planned for this because you are probably my best friend, and should this situation go as bad as it could, I want you to keep yourself safe.
I think I want to like open the blinds all the way, like pull them up, and then like wave to the crowd, and then like point to Alfarius and be like,
okay.
I go, oh, you can see the crowd? Is that
yeah, like
they're a bit in the distance, but the thing is that the people's like fervor kind of like died down when they realized that once you were gone, they could just go on with their lives.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, actually getting the annoying cyborg out of the way means we can just go about our business. So
he doesn't know that though, so he stands up and looks out the window and just stares.
Yeah. Okay. So if they're not like, Huh. Is there anything like bolted down in the field of vision that I have?
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's like various like struts holding there's like a sail type ceiling blocking the direct sun onto the platform. There's the
Yeah.
platform itself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're like up a couple of stories because the monorail like runs above the city, so you'd have to go down like an elevator, and there's some stairs, and you
Yeah.
can see a bunch of different pieces of that machine.
It's pretty much invisible if I choose when I force push things, right?
Yes, yeah, it's completely
Okay.
invisible. Just
All right, yeah, we're gonna wait for the guy to come back, but basically I turn to Alfarius. I say, Alfarius, if shit goes down, I'm just going to push that thing over, and then we're going to make a big stink about how there's been another terrorist attack. Okay?
That sounds like an alternative plan that probably does not involve me destroying everyone in this office. So that's good.
Excellent. We'll be fine. And then, you know, I just sit back down and wait and like tapping my knees.
Okay. So we'll cut over then to Piani. And you're back at the building, or do you want to stop somewhere on the way? What's up?
Yeah, so I think I tell the driver at some point, like, I need to make a stop. The university store, it should be, on the way there on University Drive. Can you just stop there for me? I'll just be quick.
Okay, yeah. So the car is just like rerouting, and then stops and takes a turn, goes off on an angle, takes you towards your new destination. So you step out, and there's like a big kind of like gift shop. There are a lot of like new students and students with their parents, probably, or students with family, like gathered around. There's a big open area with like a cafeteria and some tables, so people sitting and drinking and eating. And there's like a another one of those statues of the founder. And then there's the actual store, and it's like a 2-story like gift shop.
Is that statue of the founder, like, is it, I guess maybe I see it and I like try to scan to see if there's anything else I recognize from the vision?
You recognize the guy, but it's a different statue. This is him kind of near
Like
the
a
edge
much
of his
smaller
life.
version or what?
Yeah. This is more the like elder statesman version, where the one you saw was more the kind of like young firebrand scientist. In this one, he's it's like when he founded the university, and this is kind of like the memorial statue for him.
Okay. I motion to Pi, say, come on, I need to grab a few things.
Okay. So as you walk by the statue, Pi looks up at it and he says, "Who's that?"
I guess I got kind of explain who it is, the legacy, and sort of the very short version.
Right. So he's like,
He
"That's
created
interesting."
what was he? What
The spike drive. He rediscovered the spike drive, basically.
Right. I go, that's my defining point. The father of the spike drive.
That's interesting. I could have done that. How come there aren't any giant statues of me anywhere?
One day, Pi. One day.
I should invent something. Just like keeps walking.
That I guess I just follow. I think about that for a second. Okay. Yeah.
So you walk into the university shop, and you're suddenly surrounded by miniature statues of the founder and T-shirts and sweatshirts with the university logo on them. All kinds of miscellaneous things. There's a bookstore, which is to say, like a row of kiosks where you can like preview textbooks and stuff. Mostly
So
ads and stuff for people to buy their parents and send home.
I grab a cap,
Mm-hmm.
a university cap, and I grab a hoodie,
Mm-hmm.
like a university hoodie. And then I go to the front.
Okay. Yeah, you walk up. There's a bored-looking guy sitting at the counter, and when you walk up, he looks up and kind of like squints. He's like, "Kia."
Do you know Kia?
And he's like, looks around. He's like, "Why are you talking like that?"
I think I sigh and I say, do you know her or him or her?
I don't. And he kind of like looks around, like, is there somebody else here listening to you fuck with me? Or I'm like,
Can you answer a simple question? Either
What?
fucking sell me the stuff or tell me who Kia is.
and he's like, who? I mean, you're Kia, but you're being really weird. And as you're talking, he's like scanning in the stuff. And yeah, and he's like,
I guess I find of like I like sort of surrender and I say, tell me where I live.
he's like, what do you mean where you live? I've never been to your dorm before. You barely ever talk to me. This is the most conversation I think we've ever had, and you're being super weird.
Then how do you know who I am?
He like kind of sighs, and he's like, we've had like a half dozen classes together.
And we've never talked before.
No, you. And he like looks around again. He's like, you just ignore me most of the time.
Then how do you know this isn't how I talk all the time?
Because I've heard you talk to other people. Whatever. And like he's like finishes scanning. He's like, it's $48.99. Just put your thumb on the thing. And there's like a little like.
I don't.
Yeah.
I actually want to pay with something else, not this thing.
And he like looks at. He's like, and he looks at the thing as if it's gonna like explode or like burn him or something. He's like, it's like your cred device.
Yeah, my cred stick.
And he like takes it. He like scans the thing.
It's
and
a gift. I can't. I don't want
it turns green. He's like, okay, and like hands it back to you. He takes the cap and the shirt and like goes to put them in a plastic bag.
I guess I kind of lean forward after I grab the bag. I'm like, you're sure you don't know where I live? Or at least the dorm I'm from.
No.
What's your name?
Warren.
Warren, what classes did we take together?
I kind of like squints at you. It's like xenoanthropology and MES effects on. Why? I don't. You're really fucking with me here, Kia.
Did we take the drama classes together?
He shakes his head. He's like, no, I was never. Nope, not me.
Then you don't know about the little things that we do around campus where we play different characters and go about our business.
He kind of looks at you and he's like, make a persuade check.
Oh shit.
Ah, shit.
All right. Sorry, let me get my sheet. Persuade.
Here, hang on. Let me see if I can help. I do.
Persuade wisdom?
Persuade charisma.
Oh, yeah, of course. What the fuck? Way to game weed. I don't know what I got. What? What was my other what?
Ooh, a 1 and a 4. All right.
Eric would like to knock something over and cause a distraction.
Yeah, so he like kind of like leans back and he's like, look, I don't know what you're trying to do here. And like, I'm embarrassed enough that we're even just talking. So you win. Good job, Kia. It's really funny. You can tell all your friends what a dick you were to
Fucking
me.
boys, you know, one second they're like, you didn't talk to me. And the other second they're like, I don't like it when you're talking to me. I mean, you're all the same. And I throw my hands up and I grab my bag and I just leave.
Okay, so you turn to leave, and Pi looks down at Warren and is like, I repair hyperboats. and Warren
Come
is
on, let's go.
and then like, yeah, Pi, like their head is still facing him and their body like turns. They're like, hyperboats are very interesting. Did you know? And like walk away.
Oh. And so as we leave, I pull out the hat and I totally like put it on, but then I like over the top it and put it backwards like that.
Right.
And then I put the hoodie on. It's a zip hoodie because I don't like pullover hoodies. It's a zip hoodie.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
I put what I prefer zip hoodies, man.
I know. It's
So
just,
Yanni
I
prefers
didn't.
zip hoodies.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
So-
expect such a strong opinion on that, man.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Okay. All right. So you get incognito.
Incognito.
Yeah, and you wanna head back to the.
You know, actually, I'm thinking about this because, like, if my head's on backwards, then I can't put my hoodie up.
True.
Actually, I totally can. But you can't see I'm wearing a hat. So Piani's going to turn it back normal and then put the hoodie.
Yes.
Okay, so you fiddle with your clothes for a while, and Pi just kind of like watches you, and they're like, "Did you know that person? Why did he keep calling you Kia?"
That's what we're trying to find out. That's a second person who said something. And, you know, I've been starting to think, Pi, wait, does Pi know what happened at the dorm? I'm like thinking to myself,
Right.
there was a disturbance at the dorm. If for some reason they think I was involved, they might think this person is, considering I've been mistaken for them twice now.
Is it unusual to think that you might be involved in something like that? It's my experience that usually when someone gets killed or there's an explosion in our proximity, it has something to do with you or Higgs or Alfarius.
I swear to God, it wasn't me this time. It was the other three. I promise you.
Most people don't make that distinction. Have you ever heard the term accessory to the crime?
Like Piani size, I'm like, I'm worried that this person might be in danger if perhaps someone thinks it's me.
Oh, I understand. I wouldn't want to be mistaken for you either.
We have to find this person. I was going to go back to a place where I know I had terminal access, but maybe it's not the best idea. I just want to make sure no matter what, well, no one can recognize me.
I understand. It should be easier. I mean, they keep mistaking you for someone else. So whatever bad thing you did, it's their problem now.
It's my problem. It's our problem.
I don't understand.
I know you don't, but you can understand this, Pi. I tell you, we have to find this person. All right. I need access to a terminal. Let's go to another dorm. Fuck. All right, let's go back to the dorm, but let's approach from a distance.
The dorm where the explosion was.
Yes, the dorm with the explosion.
All right. And who are you, Kia or Piani?
I'll just be Piani for now.
All right. I'm a hyperboat technician.
Yes, you are. Keep going with that, Pi. Let's go.
Okay. All right. So you head off. Higgs, do you have anything that you want to be doing during this period?
How long is it? Are they gone like all night? Or are they gone?
I mean, they're off on a mission. Yeah, they're doing things.
Maybe
So how
after
drunk
like
are you?
do what?
How drunk are you then? Do you think? Like,
Well, I think I just keep like usually I get interrupted by someone and I have to stop drinking. And so I guess I just like after 3 or 4 hours I realized that like no one else is coming back. So I'm kind of bored, but I'm also really drunk.
Oh man, that's the worst way to be.
Yeah.
Just like at home, you're bored of being drunk, but you're still drunk.
Yeah. So I guess I just like eventually pass out somewhere and then wake me up whenever it's like, when it's like the middle of the night, I want to either wake up or do something then.
Sure.
So whenever that works out with the timeline for what they're doing, just like have me wake up.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. All right. So you're asleep. So maybe that's what we get, right? We go back and forth between the two, and then we cut back to the Swan Song. Then we can hear the music blasting, and we like go in through one of the portholes, expecting to see Higgs like still dancing, and you're just like face down on your bed,
Yeah.
in your underpants. Just music's still going super loud.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. And so Eric and Alfarius, what?
Alfarius, you don't have culture ACID, do you?
But certainly not.
Damn. I was trying to see if we could figure out a non-metagamey way for me to ask for a phone call. So I guess we're just waiting.
Yeah.
Because here in Super America, I'm sure that we could call.
Well, you're not
some
an
kind of
ACE.
lawyer.
You're not an ACE. You're in an Axmander, and an Axmander is not an ace in space. It's its own sovereign thing.
Right. It was just Lisa.
There was just a guy. There was a student, an ACE student, who was like,
Yep.
"No, I deserve to have guns with me on all the time forever."
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So so you wait about like 45 minutes, and the door clicks and slides open, and there's a guy. He's like probably like 6'5". Looks like he's a pretty like tough dude. Like he's pretty built. Wearing like campus security outfit.
Yeah.
Like super dark skin, shaved head. He's got a cybernetic like eye, and like part of his like skull and like cheekbone are like obviously like metal.
Yeah. Nice.
Stick. One of his arms from like the elbow down, his sleeves rolled up because it's kind of hot. One of his elbow to the hand is cybernetic. And he comes in, and immediately like his attitude and whatever his countenance is sort of like apologetic, but firmly, not like obsequious. Comes in, he's like, "Gentlemen, I'm sorry for keeping you waiting. It's been a busy day. We've had some just terrible things happening on campus, and we've had to be extra careful. Now, I understand, sir," and he looks at you, Alfarius. You had some problems with our scanner. Officer Berg told me all about it. I want to make sure that you feel comfortable with whatever happens next. We just need to make sure everything is safe for the students. He means you, assuming that's what you are.
I appreciate your apology. These are trying times. We indirectly and from a distance learned of this tragedy that has befallen the community, and if I had a heart that was biological and could mourn the loss of those people, it would. But as I am at the mercy of modern technology and electricity at all times, and I live in constant peril, especially when delayed by people that don't understand my plight, I can only offer my condolences through my mouth.
All right. Well, he says, he says, well, I want you to know that I do understand. Admittedly, each one of us, our experience with these kind of things is very different, but I've gone through some of the same things that you have, sir. I'm Officer Asuni. He like puts his cybernetic hands out to.
I think I like reach over and I like shake his hand. I'm like, "Oh, are you from Andoni also?"
He nods. He says, "Originally, yeah."
Oh,
I am also from Andoni.
I wasn't expecting that. Nice
So
to meet you.
in Swahili, he says to you, Alfarius, he's like, it's good to see another person from the homeworld. There's so few of us left.
Alfarius, in Swahili, responds to him and says, like a common greeting of some source, perhaps from Andoni, something along the lines of like, it's nice to meet you as well. Hope your day is good, type of thing. Mm-hmm. He says, in typical Alfarius, he's like, I have to be honest with you. Again in Swahili, which shall we Google Translate it? Should we just
Yes, definitely.
We could just carry on the entire conversation. Google Translate.
It would take too long.
So I can play it on my end. Just tell me what you want.
Okay, sure.
Yes.
He says, I have to be honest with you. I tricked the scanners because I am carrying a weapon inside of my chest. I am a security officer for a very important firm. I am not a risk to anyone here, but I would never lie to another Andoni brother. And I ask that you trust me and allow us to go on.
Hold on. Lie to another Andoni brother.
Yes.
I allow you. Or in what? What was the end?
And allow us to go on. I will, we are soon to leave and will cause no harm.
Okay, hold on.
The fucking
Translate
suspense of the typing.
this to Swahili. There it
It's
is.
like opposite subtitles. Unnecessary translations.
All right, let me pump audio. I have to like set this up properly.
This is good. We're getting deep on this though. It's
Yeah.
really represented in role.
That production value.
Okay. All right, here's what came out of Geoff's mouth. Or, sorry, Alfarius' mouth. This might be loud.
Ikuwa waaminifu na wewe. Mimi kadanganywa scanners kwa sababu mimi kubeba silaha ndani ya kifua changu. Mimi ni afisa wa usalama kwa ajili ya kampuni muhimu sana. Hakuna hatari kwa wewe na mimi kamwe kumdanganya ndugu mwingine Andoni. Tafadhali kuruhusu sisi kwenda huko kwa karibuni kuishi na kusababisha hakuna madhara.
There you go. That's
Yeah,
what
awesome.
A little bit of that tint would be in my voice.
Wow. Now, Adam, what did he say back in Swahili?
It's perfect. It's perfect because Alfarius, yeah, you're a cyborg, and that was you sound like a character from Animal Crossing. Perfect. Okay, so you give him your big speech, and he says in English so that Erica can understand him. He says he's like it's not that you have a weapon that's the problem. It's just we need to make sure everyone's identity, that you have the right papers. If you're a bonded security officer, then you should have the permits that you need to carry whatever weapon, concealed or otherwise.
Do I have such paperwork?
No, of course not. So he says, so if you can just connect me to your ship's computer, or if you have your paperwork on your data pad, we'll take a quick look. I'll verify it with administration, and we'll be on our way.
Oh yeah, yes, of course. No, our commanding officer has his paperwork. One moment.
No. It would be his underling, the information officer.
Okay, yeah, sure. The information officer has his paperwork. Am I permitted to contact her?
I mean, he's suspicious of looking out for that Kundangaya, but he says to you, he's like, yes, of course. If you need to make a call, that's fine. Feel free to use your own terminals. There's no jamming.
Yeah, I pull out my terminal. I just call up Piani.
Okay. So snap back to Piani. We get the split screen of Eric on the phone, and Piani and Pi approaching the scene of the crime, basically, and it's like cordoned off. There's an area out front where all the debris landed. They've got some like hovering little like police lights that are like flashing and putting up a little like light barrier, and then there's a crowd of people around still like talking and taking pictures, and then like a handful of campus security.
So like, if normally something like this happens at a little triage center, maybe like, can you identify anything like that around this area?
Yeah, there's a couple of hover vans that are like parked, and in the area around where they're parked, there's a little tent that's been set up, and they've got a desk with a computer. You can see a little like portable satellite dish put up on the roof of the tent, and then there's like a paramedic who's talking to someone who's got like a blanket around them. And,
all right.
There's a group of all the officers kind of over there.
All right.
And then your phone rings.
Oh, like I actually like sigh because I was just, like sort of, anyway.
Getting in the zone.
I don't know who this is, but you picked a bad time.
Hello, Piani.
Hello, Eric.
So listen, Alfarius and I are here with a member of the security force, and we just needed to provide him Alfarius's security, bonded security credentials. Do you have them handy? Are you at the ship?
I'm not at the ship.
You're not at the ship.
I'm on the campus.
Oh, that's a real disappointment. Well, listen, we understand it might take you a little bit longer. Then, do you think you could maybe remote VPN into the ship's computers and then forward us his security credentials?
Is everything okay?
Oh yes, no, everything is fine. I'm certain that Mr.
And you like hold the phone away from you, so you're talking to him. Officer Asuni.
I'm sure that Mr. Asuni will be happy to wait. They've had a pretty busy day here on Anaximander. Apparently, there's some terrible event that's happened recently. Have you heard anything about it? Room 327 and residential block 4 was blown up. I can't believe it.
I don't know what's going on over there, but I'm in the middle of something. Like, how pressing is this?
Well, you know how Alfarius gets when he's away from a power source for a while. I don't know how much longer he'll make it.
Just tell her.
This isn't anything I would have on my comm.
Cantaloupe soon. There could be a situation where I don't get cantaloupe soon.
He needs
and then he kind of gives a wink to the officer. He's like,
all right, I'm like stopping down. I'm like, because obviously, is this something we actually have?
No.
Or you're asking me to make it?
Yeah.
They're asking you to do your job.
Yanni, we need you to roll the computers. Can you roll the computers check, please?
There's no way I could do this from like where I'm at.
It would be very, very difficult because what you would have to do is like either make up fake credentials or steal and reprogram existing credentials. You're essentially like making a passport on the fly. It'd be tough. It'd be real tough.
If I was back at the ship, would it be any easier?
Probably, yeah. You'd have a real computer to work with.
All right.
You can write Visual Basic on your phone if you want to, but having a keyboard helps.
Yeah.
You could do it.
You can go to the computer library. We're on a university.
Sure, just ignore the thing you were doing and just do whatever it is that Eric wants you to do.
What can you give me like? How long would it take me to get back to the ship?
Like a while.
Yeah, I mean, I let Piani know that we have some time. If we need to wait and just like chill in a holding cell for like 5 hours or whatever, like fine.
All right. I'll calm you the moment I get back to the ship, and I'll work on the credentials immediately.
Sure.
But I have to take care of this first.
Okay. Thanks, Piani. I understand. Yeah. Boop boop. And then I let whatever his name is, Colonel Asuni, Officer Asuni. I let him know that our information officer is away from the ship at the moment, and then she needs to return, but she has important business she needs to attend to immediately, and we're happy to wait. We understand, it's inconvenient for them and for us, and we're sorry for the added inconvenience on our end. Whatever. Yeah,
and he says to you, he's like, look, this is not an arrestable crime situation. I'm sure the firearms you have are registered to you. I just can't have you walking around with them without being able to verify the paperwork. Now, if you want, you can turn them over to us, and I'll have them stored at this office. We'll put them in the safe in the back, and as soon as you're ready to pick them up, you got your paperwork. You can come back and get them. I know, and he looks at you, Alfarius. I know that, as a security officer, it's not something you're going to feel totally comfortable about, but I assure you, campus security is on the job. The planet is safer than it's ever been. This is an isolated incident, and you don't have to worry.
I think that is a completely fine alternative, as long as what you say is true.
He nods. He's of course. We just order from the dean. We gotta buff up security just for a little while, and you can come back when you have your paperwork, and we'll give you your pistol back.
Okay. I, without breaking eye contact with him, pop open my chest, pull out my mag pistol, hand it to him, close my chest, and I look at him and I say, "It's important that you understand that Endonians do not lie to each other."
And I think he grins and he nods, and he says, Alfarius, is it?
Yes.
And we could have used you. And puts his hand on your shoulder. He's like, things got real rough after what happened. And he looks you in the eye and he's like, you ever need a new job? And he says, I've been thinking about going home. Maybe and he takes out his data pad and he beams you his contact information.
Yeah, I do the same.
We should talk.
That is most agreeable. Thank you.
So he takes your gun and he goes into the back room with it, and you can hear the beeping of him pressing the the buttons on the safe.
No, okay. I mean, I guess at this point, I mean, are we like free to go? Was that like?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, sure. We take off.
Okay.
Head to the science building.
All right. So, Piani, why don't we catch up with you? Where are you headed? You're walking over to the.
Actually, there's a moment before I walk over to the tent.
Okay.
So I just like, I think maybe as I'm walking over, you know, maybe like 20 paces away, I kind of stop and I just look down.
Mm-hmm.
And I take a moment to sort of compose myself. And I think about that time when we lost the grav tank. And I start to think about the 2 times that I lost the wheelchair. And suddenly you just start to see a little well of water start to form in the one good eye that Piani has. I have no idea what happens in her biological or her,
Just,
you know,
electricity just starts going.
Yeah.
All the edges. Yeah.
And I like get a few sniffles going, and I kind of like scurry up to the triage tent.
Okay. All right. So you've mustered your feels.
Right.
And you come up and there's like I described, there's some officers, and as you get closer, one of them looks up at you and makes eye contact. She's trying to gauge like what your deal is.
I mean, immediately when eye contact happens, it's like, my friend Kiara she was in the building when the bomb went off, and this person over here wouldn't help me, and this person over here wants to come over and talk to you. And her name is Kiara. I got to know that she's okay. And I heard an explosion. I ran from the library. And I just like keep going until I get some level of response.
Yeah. I think immediately, like as soon as they're like, she goes into like caretaker mode, right? Where she's like, she grabs a paramedic and she's like, oh, we got another one. And he comes over and he like puts his arm around you and he's like, ma'am, come with me, and like leads you over to somewhere you can sit down. He gets you a cup of ice water, and he's like, ma'am, are you hurt? Is there what can I do for you? Like he's like trying to like calm you down.
My friend Kia, she was in the building when the bomb went off, and we haven't been able to get in touch with her. I just need to know that everything's fine.
Okay. All right. So he takes out a data pad and he's like, can you, so your friend's in the building, and do you know her apartment number? Any more information you can give me?
I don't know. I mean, she's in study groups all over her thing, and I don't know. Her name is Kia Tyree.
And he's like, okay, all right, I can work with that. I'll just stay calm. And he looks over and sees Pi just kind of like standing there, and then looks down at you again. And
I work in robotics. It's my major. I said,
so he stops and he's like, man, we don't have any evidence here of a Kia Tyree being brought in. Her student ID isn't on the list of the injured. I think your friend is okay.
But we called her phone and there's no answer and there's no sign of her. She had to be over here in a study group. Where could she possibly be?
And he's like, I don't. Maybe you could check at her dorm, or you try to meet up with her for class. You can see him kind of like not being sure how to handle you now because you're not hurt, and he's like, But
I don't even know what dorm she's in. She just transferred, and I don't even know.
Okay, so I think you're getting the impression that you're gonna have to like push the guy to the conclusion that you want. Like I know what you're trying to do. I know what you want, but it wouldn't occur to him to be like, oh, let me just give you her address. But maybe if you nudge him, if you're like, maybe you could help me.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's that. I mean, like, I think I'm just falling deeper and deeper into victim mode. Like,
yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna tell her parents and her friends. You have to help me. I have to get in touch. They're mailing me. My compad is going off like literally every 5. Yeah.
Okay. Make a persuade. Make a
All right.
persuade check.
Come on, persuade.
You can take a +1, and we'll see if you can convince him to
Okay.
get rid of you.
Okay. All right. And 1 and fucking fuck, dude.
You don't have a success saved up, do you?
I do not.
Okay.
I have an X next to it, and that usually means I do not. So.
Okay. So I think that while he's talking to you, we get a shot over his shoulder, and he's actually not really like, he's sort of like nodding. He's like, and like flipping through. And then he stops on, there's like an alert that pops up, and it's some more stills. Like they've enhanced some stills they had from the security camera. And we see it resolve on the screen, and we can kind of see like a vaguely like peony looking like picture. And he like looks up at you, and he's like, and maybe we see his face like, huh. And then I think we cut to break before he responds. Like he sees a picture that's kind of like, maybe is this? Hold on a second. And then he looks up at you, and you look at him, and then cut to break there.
Perfect. All right,
Cool.
Let's take our second break. Still got 2 more hours here on RollPlay Swan Song. Whatever week it is, we think it's week 47. I still haven't looked it up. We're just going to go with that. We're just going to go with week 47. That works. We'll take this quick break. We'll come back and go to hour 3. We'll see you guys then. Be right back.